As we grow older, life teaches us many things. We learn what really matters: kindness, peace, and the love of family. But we also begin to understand that some things are better left unsaid, not because we want to keep secrets, but because speaking too freely can hurt our dignity, our peace of mind, and even the relationships we hold most dear. In this video, we'll talk about 5 personal things that are best kept private after age 65. These aren't meant to hide the truth. They're meant to protect your heart, your wisdom, and the way others see you. So stay with me until the end. You might find that just a little silence can save you from a lifetime of regret. And if you find this video helpful, please leave a comment below. Your support helps us share more life lessons with others, just like you. 1. Deep personal regrets. Everyone has regrets. Maybe you wish you'd taken a different path in life, said something sooner, or made another choice. It's natural to want to share these feelings, especially with the people closest to you. But here's the truth. Sharing regrets, especially with children or grandchildren, can weigh heavily on them. For example, if a mother tells her child she wishes she had married someone else, that child may begin to wonder, was I a mistake? If a father says he regrets not chasing a dream, his children might feel pressured or even guilty, thinking they're part of what held him back. Regret, when shared too often or too deeply, can change how your loved ones see you. Not as wise or strong, but as sad, disappointed, or stuck in the past. Sometimes the kindest thing we can do is carry our regrets quietly, or better yet, turn them into lessons, not burdens. Instead of saying, "I wish I had," try saying, "If I could go back, here's what I learned." 2. Financial struggles or wealth. Money is a sensitive subject at any age. And after 65, it's one of the easiest ways for relationships to become complicated. If you're struggling financially, sharing that with your adult children can make them worry. They might feel responsible for helping you, even if it stretches their own budget. That pressure can turn into quiet stress or even resentment. On the other hand, if you talk too much about financial success, it may invite expectations. Family members might assume you'll help them out or leave them something in your will. And if you don't, feelings can get hurt, even if you never promised a thing. That's why it's best to speak about money with care. Be honest when you need to be, especially with a spouse or financial advisor. But when it comes to extended family, share wisdom, not your bank balance. You can say, "I've learned how important it is to save early." Instead of saying, "I have this much in the bank." Teach the lesson, not the numbers. 3. Negative opinions about family members. It's easy to become frustrated with family sometimes, especially when people don't behave the way we hoped they would. You might feel disappointed in a grandchild's life choices or angry with a relative's attitude. But speaking your opinions, especially the harsh ones, can hurt more than help. Imagine telling your daughter you're disappointed in her husband. Even if you're right, those words stay with her. They might put a wall between you. She might pull away or become defensive. And over time, that one comment can turn into distance that never fully heals. It's okay to have feelings, but it's wise to keep some of them inside, or speak them only when truly necessary, with compassion, not judgment. Words are powerful, Once they're said, they can't be taken back. Silence, when used with love, can sometimes protect a relationship better than 1,000 explanations. 4. Constant talk about health issues. As we age, health becomes a part of everyday life. Aches and pains show up without warning. Doctor appointments fill the calendar. It's normal. But if every conversation is about illness, pain, or problems, it can begin to change how others see you. Loved ones may begin to see you as fragile, not strong. They may worry about you more than they need to, or they may even pull away, not knowing what to say anymore. That's why it's important to balance your conversations. Talk about the good things too, your memories, your hobbies, the funny thing your neighbor said last week. Share your strength, your laughter, your wisdom. Of course, if something serious is going on with your health, you should speak up. But don't let sickness become your whole story. You are more than your body. You are a soul full of stories, love, and experience. 5. Deep fears and worries about the future. It's natural to have fears as we grow older. We wonder about what's next, about death, about loneliness, about whether we'll be okay. But sharing those fears too often, especially with younger family members, can cause anxiety and helplessness. A grandchild doesn't know how to answer when you say, "I don't want to be alone in a nursing home." An adult child may feel guilty if you say, "I'm afraid of dying soon." Instead of focusing on fear, focus on love. You can say, "I'm grateful for every moment," instead of, "I'm scared of what's next." It changes the tone and keeps relationships rooted in peace, not worry. And if your fears feel overwhelming, it's okay to talk to someone, a friend, a counselor, a spiritual guide. Just be mindful of who you're placing your emotional weight on. 6. Old family conflicts and stories of past betrayals. As we grow older, we often think back on the past, the good times, the hard times, and especially the painful moments. Many older adults carry old wounds from family arguments, betrayals, or decisions that caused lasting pain. You might feel the need to share these stories with your children or grandchildren. Maybe you want them to understand your hurt. Maybe you think they deserve to know what really happened. But here's something important to remember. Sharing old family pain doesn't always bring healing. It can reopen wounds that others never even knew existed. Let's say you tell your grandson about a falling out you had with his father years ago, something your son never told his own child. That memory might change the way your grandson sees his father, creating tension that wasn't there before. Or maybe you share how your sister once betrayed you, and suddenly your adult daughter no longer feels comfortable being close to that aunt. These kinds of stories can stick in people's minds and hearts for a long time. Even if you've forgiven someone, the person hearing the story might not. Your pain can unintentionally become their burden. Instead, when the past calls, try to ask yourself, will sharing this help bring peace, or will it pass pain on to someone else? If you do feel the need to speak about a past hurt, choose your words with care. Focus on the lesson you learned, not the anger you still feel. 7. Comparing your life to others in the family. After 65, it's easy to look around at how your children or grandchildren live and start making comparisons. Maybe their choices seem very different from what you expected. You may think they spend too much or raise their kids in strange ways or don't visit you enough. You might even feel tempted to say, When I was your age, I already owned a house, or we never raised our children like that. These comments may seem harmless, but they can feel like quiet criticism, even if you don't mean them that way. Comparing your life to theirs can make them feel judged, or like they're constantly being measured. Over time, they may begin to avoid conversations with you, not because they don't love you, but because they don't feel good about themselves around you. The truth is, every generation lives in a different world. The challenges young people face today are not the same ones you faced. And the things that were possible for you at 30 might feel impossible for them now. Instead of comparing, try to listen. Try to understand their world, even if it doesn't make sense to you. Say things like, "That sounds tough. How are you handling it?" Or, "You're doing your best and I admire that." Your understanding might be the most powerful gift you can offer. 8. Sharing too much about your loneliness. Loneliness is a quiet ache many people feel in older age, but few want to talk about it out loud. You might find yourself saying to your children, "I don't see anyone anymore," or "No one visits me," or even, "I guess I've been forgotten." These words come from a deep place, and they are completely valid. But when you say them often, they can place a heavy emotional weight on your loved ones. Your children might already be juggling work, kids, health issues, or their own emotional stress. Hearing your loneliness may make them feel helpless or guilty. Some may withdraw because they don't know how to fix it. Instead of saying, "I'm all alone," try saying, "I really enjoy our time together. It means a lot to me." That simple shift turns the message from sadness to gratitude. It makes others feel good about being with you rather than guilty for not being there more. And if the loneliness feels overwhelming, reach out in other ways too. Join a local group, take a senior class, or start a small project. You're not alone in feeling alone, but you don't have to carry it in silence or put it all on one person's shoulders. 9. Harsh views about the younger generation or the modern world. As the world changes, it's easy to feel out of touch, and sometimes even disappointed. You might think the younger generation lacks respect, or that society is getting worse. Maybe you don't understand the technology, the culture, or the new values that are becoming common. You're not alone in those feelings. Many older adults feel confused or frustrated by how fast the world is changing. But when those feelings turn into frequent complaints like saying, "Kids today are lazy," or "People don't care anymore," it can create distance between you and the very people you love. The younger generation still deeply needs the love, guidance, and blessing of their elders. But if they feel criticized every time they talk to you, they may begin to keep their distance. Instead of focusing on what's wrong with the world, try asking young people what they care about. You might be surprised by their passion, creativity, and kindness. You might learn something new. You don't have to agree with everything they do or believe, but your willingness to listen, even with quiet curiosity, shows strength and grace, and it invites others to keep you close, rather than push you away. Final thoughts. Dear friend, as you move through this chapter of life, remember this: your dignity is sacred, your peace is precious, and your relationships are worth protecting. You don't need to share everything to be close to someone. In fact, some of the strongest bonds are built in silence, in the things we choose not to say, in the wisdom we carry quietly. Let your presence speak louder than your pain. Let your joy outshine your regrets. Let your life be a lesson, not a list of complaints.